Okay, let's do it. Let's get into the charts. Let me just check to see if everything is perfect. Yep. That's good. Get rid of this. All right, let me have a look. High time frame, daily candles. Okay, all right. So watching and playing CS. All right, cool. All right, I'll try and be fast anyway. I don't want to take too long. I've got allergies and I'm just sniveling a lot as well, so I'll try not to do it too much. Let me have a look. So the monthly candle last month had a nice green doji. Yeah, so we're basically in the wick of the previous month doji. It's been very bullish this month. Yeah, it's been very bullish. Basically, the whole month has been bullish. Look at that. So this weekly candle, I'm thinking if we close underneath this wick, that's not great. I almost think we need to get up now. We've come so far. I don't know why we haven't pushed the final push. Let me have a look. Nope. Get rid of this now. These. One. Oh, there's a really strong breakout. Look at these. What's that? What is that? Oh, we're coming back into this bull market channel, this mid channel. I think we are coming into resistance shortly. Like we're almost back into this bull market midpoint. It's a higher time frame channel. It's good that we're back into it. I'm not going to say I like that. We're back into the channel. That's kind of what you need to see for continuation, but we have an untapped weekly level above us. Possibly if we squeeze up, there'll still be a short to be had higher up at 50,000 and 776. And then there's slightly above us, there's a swing failure as well. So I'm thinking actually, I'm still thinking short, but the question is, do you short now or do you short higher up? I mean, that's the question. Let me mark that. So we have two levels above us. Naked volume. We've passed all of these naked volumes now. Get rid of them. I'll probably redo the naked volumes tomorrow. Volume levels. We're above a previous range pot. So now that we're above the previous range point of control, and the VAH as well. What's that VAH? Must be the whole range, huh? Is it the whole range? Let me have a look. You see the whole lot. That's the point of control. We're above the point of control now. That's good. That's what you want to see. What's that VAH I have? Is it from the lows here? No, that's lowered down. Maybe from this. Maybe is it this? No. Don't know where I got that VAH from. Actually. Oh, there it is. So from this rise, from this crop of consolidation to the rise, we're into the value area high now, into a higher time frame mid channel, just above the previous range point of control. Yeah. I mean, David is saying always higher unless sign of weakness, and that is correct. So I'm not seeing any weakness at the moment. I tried a short yesterday, it didn't work, got stopped out. It was a really small short just to try it out, just in case it started to reverse. A really tight stop though. I wasn't looking to risk much. Sometimes those shorts are pretty good and sometimes they're not. So we are forming, so if we're going to reverse now, then we're kind of potentially forming some kind of, you know, some kind of reversal pattern here. It won't conclude today. It could conclude tomorrow for a reversal. I think this is our range and we're above the value area high of this mini range here. I think if I go to these kind of mid time frame candles, I'll show you. So you can clearly see that on the 4-hour chart, you've got this expansion candle which is holding the price. You see that? See that candle's holding the price? So as far as I'm concerned, that's the range we're in. We're in this range here, where however far this goes, that's the range we're in. So you can just do a nice volume, an easy volume pull, just to see where we are, and we're just above the value area high. So I think the first sign of weakness will be to fall back into the range. But I don't think that's like a sign of weakness, because we're just still range bound. So I wouldn't call that as a sign of weakness. I just think that's a sign of lack of strength. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a sign of weakness. I'd call that a sign of lack of continuation. If we fall back into the value area and we just range here some more, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm possibly looking for first. Fall back into this range. If we go to the higher time frames, yeah, you pretty much have the price being held above this expansion candle. So I think the sign of weakness is going to be a medium time frame close underneath this candle here. That's the same on the 12-hour chart, and it's the same on the 1-hour chart. It's into a 1-hour order block. but I don't think I want to see a close underneath that wick. I don't think that would look good. I think that's your dividing line. That wick there. And that would be closing into this high volume candle here. So you don't really want to see price closing back into that candle, to be honest with you, because it's got such a large amount of volume in that candle that if people are long and they haven't taken profit, then as soon as the price starts kind of coming down, then they'll start closing their positions, you know, because a lot of people are longing for the moon. Most people are longing for the moon. Most people are not taking profit on small moves. So in most people's mind, when you're looking at the higher time frame, people are entering at 47, 46, 45,000, but they're aiming for 100. So they don't necessarily take enough profit when they get moves like this, and then as soon as the price comes back, they're underwater and they have to close their positions or they get liquidated. That's kind of how it is. Let me have a look at this. Maybe there's maybe something going on here at the moment. It's very subjective, but I think it's a lot easier to just go with these horizontal ranges, and I think I definitely think this is the sign of weakness that we're looking for. Kind of fall back into the value area, kind of, then just kind of, yeah, then you're forming some kind of head and shoulders. That I don't know about the timings, but the idea is the same. You're falling back, you're finding support on the point of control, you're going up, and then you're coming back down, and you're forming some kind of head and shoulders formation, topping pattern. Good morning, Marve. Marve is saying, once Bitcoin reaches 50K, the goal will be 100. I don't think there'll be much big sell-off events. Well, there might not be, but you always have to prepare for the price to go up, and you always have to prepare for the price to go down. So it's just about being prepared. And if I'm looking at the higher time frame on the index, let me see. We've come back into the golden pocket. We've back tested it as support. So there is a major resistance line. I'll show you a bit higher up. We are into this midpoint of this bull market channel. And then even if we do go up, we have the midpoint of this previous bull market channel there. So there are levels of resistance above us, and there is also a previous value area high as well. So even though there might not be like significant selling, there is resistance, you know, there is resistance. It is possible to sell back into this range. Like we'd go up, and I think that is possible. I don't know what you think, but I think everything is possible. That's the thing. Like the last 2 Sundays, Marve is saying, were downers for Bitcoin. This Sunday is much growth. I'm I'm all in. And with my 10% gains, I'm confident. 10%, huh? You could leverage that. We have a nice pivot here. Look, you could put your invalidation there and you can leverage to the max and go for it. That would be 37,000. I don't recommend it, but you could. I think it's always possible for this pivot to be taken out before we have a rally. I took your 11 a.m. low position. Let me look. This one here. Well, we're above this range value area high. And as long as we hold above this value area, it is very possible that today we squeeze up. We only have to get past this point here. That's 49,000. And then you have to see what happens. Do we get, do we squeeze or do we fall back? Yeah, that's going to be what decides the next week. If we squeeze, and find support here, that would be amazing. I'm totally up. I'm totally okay with that, because then the alts will start rallying. I don't think Bitcoin is just going to pump. I think if we squeeze, then there's going to be a little bit of a consolidation period. I mean, who knows? But squeeze up and then just consolidate here. That would be very healthy. Because what you want is you want people to take their profit. You want the price to stay above the previous high. That's what you want. And so naturally, you don't want, what we don't want is we don't want people to take profit into the squeeze and pull the price back down. That's going to be a swing failure. Yeah, that's what you don't want. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get past this high. And then we'll decide. We'll be able to decide. But this is not bullish behavior. This. And also, we haven't done it yet. So I think it will happen though, looking at the price action. I don't see why we don't take that high. It's only $600 above us. Marve is saying Friday was Chinese New Year and Monday is Monday Valentine's? Shit. That's tomorrow. Oh, you mean Wednesday? Oh man, what does that mean? Does that mean lovers are going to buy their girlfriend's Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't see why we don't take this high at the moment. Like we're pushing. So I did a short. I got invalidated, and I'm not going to take another short. My next short is going to be a sign of weakness, which I'm not seeing. I think this is a level to see what happens. If the price squeezes up, then this level has to hold a support. That's really important. And I really think we need a squeeze today. I really think that. So that's the level. Let me squeeze up. Consolidate here. For continuation. Yeah. But then I would expect a consolidation period above the previous high. I don't think it would make any sense for us to come back underneath this level, squeeze up, consolidate. This is a failed auction. Yeah, so just be aware of that. So even if that happens, as soon as the price starts coming back underneath the previous high, that's a failed auction. That's not bullish. Yeah, that's bearish. And so just be aware of that. If that happens, be prepared for that and take your profits. you get a failed auction, you're going to get people shorting, yeah? And then we're heading down. So if we squeeze up, I will be looking to short this higher level swing failure. And there's also a higher time frame weekly level as well. These daily levels are below us. That's fine. All right. So there's a few areas of interest for shorting. And if we do some kind of fib extension, it's basically that swing failure is my level of interest, actually. I will be looking to short that. There. We'll see. That will be above 50,000. And then I think we might get a little bit of a consolidation range here. Yeah, if we do squeeze up, then we're probably consolidating here for a while before the price decides to take the next move. And again, like I said, it'll probably go up. Consolidation above a previous high is bullish, but always be prepared for a failed auction. Yeah, that's always possible. Not probable, but possible. I don't really see anything else. And so what I was looking at yesterday was the possibility of us still being... So the question is this: when it comes to Elliott waves, I'm wondering if we're in the 3 already. Like, I'm wondering if this was the one for a 2 and we're in the 3 now. And I'm also wondering if we've had the 1, that's the 1, and this is the 3. The 3 is just beginning. This is the 3. So the 3 of 3. And I think if we do go up now, then possibly we are in the 3 right now. And the 3 is going to be the most bullish one. And it's probably going to be the most expansive one as well. And I'm just thinking to myself, if I do a trend-based, roughly I'll do a trend-based. Yeah, we should easily get to the all-time high. And if we extend, then basically that's the limit of your extension. My batteries. Again. Charger wasn't plugged. David is saying, still bearish div. Marve is saying, yesterday I fell asleep halving my stake and lost some gains in the early hours of the day. Sorry to hear that. It's going to be really bullish if we make a new high now. It's like a V-shaped recovery. This is like a V-shape. This whole thing. That's going to be super bullish. I think you will, like, you're going to get a lot of volume come in as soon as we break this high now, and if we hold. Let me do this a bit more accurately to see what the trend-based numbers are. Yeah, we already hit the 1-to-1. Let me try it on Bybit. And keep those two. Get rid of that, that's fine. Don't need it. Let me put an alert on this. Trend base fib. Sorry. Right. Yeah, so we're above the 1-to-1 now, actually, on Bybit. Look at this. So actually this is ultra bullish, and I see that that's holding as, it was holding as resistance here and here, and we finally broke through it yesterday, and now we're trading above it. So I think that's easily going to be that's going to be your early warning sign for a sign of weakness, getting back underneath this line, because that's your trend based 1-to-1. And I'm actually now imagining, possibly because of the price action that I'm seeing, that this is the 1, this is the 2, and we're actually in the 3 right now. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. And we haven't, like, I think a lot of people maybe think that we're in the wave 1, and they were expecting a wave 2 consolidation. I'm actually thinking that the 1 is already completed and the 2 is already completed, and now we're just in the 3. Yeah. That's what I'm imagining right now. So a lot of people might be waiting for a 2 consolidation, but we've already had it. Yeah. A, B, C. And so this could be this might have been the wave 1. Let's just do it from there again. To here. To there. Somewhere here. For like an A, B, C down to here. Something like that. What color? It's too green. Marve is saying it's also about wiring the level and not having the peaks like last month, going too high and dropping back down. So that was the 1. Maybe this is the 2. And maybe we're in the 3 now. And how would I do a target? Let me try this. This lines up perfectly, huh? These fibs lines up really nicely from this 2 to 1 to 2 here. It lines up with this one here. There's a lot of alignment. So there. Maybe there. What the hell? What's up to my mouse? There it is. Mouse is going crazy. What the hell? My mouse is like not working. The 1 to 1 would be up to the 1.61. That would be there. I'm not sure about this, but we have our targets. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna. We have a lot of confluence at these levels, huh? Look, these fibs line up perfectly. These trend-based fibs, and I've done them from different pivots. One is from this pivot to this pivot to this pivot, and the other one is from this pivot to this pivot to this pivot. Yeah. And look, there's a perfect alignment here, here, and here on the fibs. So I'm getting, I think we're in the 3 right now. I just think we just have to take the high now and consolidate above this high. Once that happens, then a lot of volume is going to start coming in, because that would basically invalidate the bearish Elliott wave count that's still in play technically. Marve saying my strategy is the return of confidence and attraction to the new strong results. I don't know what that means. All right. I don't think there's a trade at the moment. I think let's see what happens. I don't know what to say. I think it looks bullish. I think it looks really bullish. That being said, let me just group these. Here's EW. That being said, the weekly candle closes today, and I don't like this close. I just don't. Yeah, I think closing underneath this wick is actually bearish. Yeah, I think we need to take it out now, and we need to close higher up now. Like that needs to happen today. I think it's very possible that as soon as this closes, if we don't close above this previous wick, that we just sell into that. That's like a sell-off for the beginning of next week, and then we have to see where the liquidity is. I think that would be, if we don't take this high today, that would be very weird, because it's not far. We're only about 1.4% away from that high. It's only about, in the scheme of things, it's only $646 away. Yeah, So if we don't take that high by the end of tonight, then I will just short the weekly candle basically, and I'll put my invalidation above there. That's my trade plan. If we don't take that high tonight, I will short the weekly candle, the weekly close, and I'll just put my invalidation there. I think that's a really easy trade. Honestly, I think it's worth risking 1% for that. If you're wrong, you lose your 1%. And it will squeeze up tomorrow morning. It's not a big deal. But if you're right, then you could, this weekly candle could retrace all the way back down to any one of these wicks, but probably the 50%, probably down to this wick here. So it will look really bearish, actually. It will start to look bearish again. And so it's very possible that the weekly candle, you get market buys on that weekly candle and push it up. Very possible. And then you have to see if there's a squeeze or if there's a swing failure, because that's also possible. It's also possible you swing failure and the price comes back down. But I think it's very weird that the price wouldn't squeeze today. Like, look at it. It's ready to squeeze. Huh? Look. It's ready to squeeze. You're ready to push up and squeeze. So I want to see that happen today. If I don't see it happen today, I think it's really weird. So I'll be willing to take a short then. Right. So that's my trade plan. If we don't squeeze today, I will short and put my invalidation above there. If we do squeeze, I will short an SFP. And if we don't get an SFP, I'll be looking to short the higher SFP, basically. And then if we squeeze, then I'm looking to long these lows for a consolidation range. I'll just be looking to trade the range above this previous high. That's kind of what I'll be looking to do for the next couple of weeks if we go up. But I mean, it may just continue. If we squeeze, it may just push, because you might just get volume coming in. So naturally, if we squeeze up like that, you'll be looking to long there. You have a really easy invalidation because you're not expecting the price to come back down. And then if you do, you have a failed auction. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of like potentially easy trades coming just because we're at a very decisive point. And you just have to see how the price behaves. And you've got about 4 different options right now, 4 different possibilities. You're going to have a swing failure, that's one. You're going to have a squeeze to consolidate above here for continuation. You're going to have a squeeze to consolidate here for a failed auction. Or you're going to have a real crazy squeeze. And then you'll still have the same thing. You'll still have consolidation, but at least you have a potential of a short there. A bit higher up. So 3 possibilities with the possibility of a short in the first instance and the higher swing failure level up here. And that's it really. That's you've got like 4 possible trades on the table. This is after a squeeze. We've got a long. A short would be a swing failure pattern of this local high or this high. That's a swing failure. You have a failed auction. A failed auction, you need the price to consolidate for a while before it comes back down underneath the swing failure line, and then you could take the first like back test. That would be a different kind of trade. That's a failed auction trade, so you need to see that first. And then obviously I'm also looking for potentially a swing failure up there as well, and that will be just back down to this previous high level. So you're looking at potentially 3 shorts. The long that you're looking for is for the price to squeeze up and then come back to this previous high to find support. That's what you're looking for. So you're looking for the price to squeeze up and then come back down to find support, and then you can long. Yeah, you wouldn't long now because you're still longing into the possibility of a swing failure, and you don't have an invalidation. You need an invalidation in any trade, and at the moment we don't have one. So you have a few possible trades right now. It's quite easy to see what's going to happen because we're at a very decisive point in the price action. I wouldn't be in a rush to short because the price action is so bullish. And I think it's more likely that you long the back test. The most probable trade is probably this long on the back test of this previous high, and if it fails, then you're into either an SFP or a failed auction. Yeah, SFP would happen quite fast, so if it doesn't happen fast, then you're probably looking at more of a failed auction. Yeah, and actually with an SFP you don't really want it to be in this above this previous high for a long period of time. You want it to kind of go up and come back down really quickly. Yeah, and actually it would be a lot better with an SFP is, let me just put all of this into a group. Trades. So what you really want to see is some kind of reversal pattern here. You know, like I'm not seeing any reversal candles at the moment, like really bearish reversals. I'm not seeing that. So ideally that's what you want. You want like a really bearish reversal, and at the moment I'm not seeing any bearish reversal in the candle formations, and so that will give you confidence with a swing failure. Right now the behavior of these candles are very bullish candle behavior, so just bear that in mind. And then the other short that I will be doing probably is if the weekly candle closes without taking that high, I'll probably short, because it's a really easy invalidation, and it'll be easy to know if I'm wrong. Yeah, and actually you don't even need to risk 1% for that trade, because if you're right, if we don't take that high by the weekly close, you have a really easy invalidation. You can risk much less, and you are expecting it to go down. Like it's a really lucrative trade, that is, if we don't take that high, and if you get stopped out, you get stopped out, so you have a really easy invalidation. The idea is that why would you not take the high now? Like you would, right? But I don't know why. But maybe, you know, that's the thing, you know, shorts need to load up and then the price can squeeze up. So maybe that's what is going to happen, you know. People are going to short and the price is still going to squeeze up. It could be a trap. That's why you don't risk much. CCI is a leading indicator, and I can see that there's a weekly trend line break in the highs here. I'll show you. See that? We draw a straight line on these 2 points. It looks like it's about to break to the upside. That's very bullish to see that. So just bear that in mind. I'm not seeing any bearish divergences on the MACD. I'm seeing healthy price action, healthy MACD at the moment. Let me have a look at the other time frames. Yeah, look on the 3-day chart. This is another CCI trendline break to the upside. That's very bullish. So I'm seeing bullish CCI trendline breaks to the upside. The daily actually formed a ghost pattern here before it started to go up, and now it's finally rallying. I'm not seeing any bearish divergences on these indicators at the moment. So just that's something to bear in mind. And then I'm going to quickly have a look at exo charts to see if I see anything. Nope. I don't see anything. Slight bearish divergences, slight. See, higher CVD, lower price. That's the previous high made. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, got a phone call. There is some bearish divergences from last night. So you see the CVD's up and the price is lower. What high is that? All right, so actually you could swing failure just that high, just for a scalp, possibly. Let me have a look at that now. It's I don't know if it's worth it, but you're basically looking to scalp this high. I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's worth shorting right now. I don't think I would bother. I'd rather wait for weakness. I wouldn't just blindly short this CVD right now, to be honest with you. No way. I would just wait. I don't think there's any need to short right now because I can't see any weakness in the price action. So I would just bear that in mind, but I wouldn't basically act on it because there is some bearish CVD, but all that means is that a big limit longs in the highs. Someone is taking profit here. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't understand. Because the price action is so bullish. They could just wait for a swing failure or take profit up here. Why not take profit up here? I don't know. I can't tell you why this is happening. But someone is limit selling right now. All right. We'll have to see how that plays out. Any questions? Anyone? There's 5 viewers, hey? That's cool. Welcome. If you're new, welcome. Any questions on Bitcoin? No questions. All right. I'm gonna have a look at TRVL quickly. If anyone doesn't know, I'm doing a live journal of this token, and I've started a playlist on my YouTube channel. I've only had my channel going from the beginning of December last year, so 2 months now, and I've got a playlist now, and one of my playlists is TRVL. Like maybe what we need to didn't mean to play that. There. So I'm trying to create a Marve says 50k by Monday. So I'm trying to create a journal of the price action on TRVL. I think I'm very interested in TRVL because TRVL is the utility token of Dtravel, and I think travel is a very interesting unoccupied space in crypto, and I think there's a lot of future growth in this space because it's basically unoccupied. It's very fresh, and it's basically virgin territory. It's like the Wild West like a few hundred years ago, and I'm just starting to journal the price action because I think we've turned in the lows on the higher time frame, and I'm very interested to see how far we can go and see how high we can go in the future. I'm very interested to just have a live account of that. And I'm very bullish on the project, and I'm very bullish on this space, and mainly it's because I'm an Airbnb super host. I've been doing Airbnb for a good part of 10 years, and I've seen how Dtravel has transformed my own business in the ability for me to accept payments directly from my returning guests. So I'm very interested to see how this performs in the future and whether there's an uptake from Airbnb hosts. There's a lot of Airbnb hosts in the world. There's probably millions. I think there's about 3 or 4 million Airbnb hosts worldwide. So I don't think it'd be that difficult to take for Dtravel to take a market share from Airbnb. So I'm very interested in the price action on this token. Yesterday we had a very bullish day. This is a really strong bullish candle that was printed yesterday. It's basically an engulfing candle. We've taken out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of price action in one candle, minus this lower one, so maybe 7. But anyway, we've taken out quite a lot of price action in this one candle. So we're getting a lot of bullish candles printing on TRVL. And what I'm seeing with the price action is that the dips are being bought up. Yeah. The sellers are becoming exhausted, and then the price is just being bought up, and people are just filling their bags. We are in a consolidation range still. So this is KuCoin. We're above the point of control. Yesterday, the point of control flipped into support, and then the price expanded. You see that? And we are now underneath a major SR flip line. The one that I've marked here, the price of that is about 4.6 cents. And I think it's normal to consolidate under resistance for a period of time. And what you want to see with consolidation underneath resistance is for the price to just be accumulated and for that resistance level to be tested multiple times, And eventually what happens is the resistance level breaks eventually, and then you're basically forming a new range above a previous resistance line, which becomes your support line. Yeah, that's kind of how the price moves. And so we haven't experienced that yet, but what I am seeing is bullish consolidation. I'm still seeing bullish consolidation. I'm not really seeing anything different. And I think this Dragonfly Doji from the previous week was an opportunity for the bears to sell. And what I'm seeing is a failure of bearishness, continued failures of bearishness. Like, I think there's been a lot of reason for people to sell, and people just aren't selling. Yeah, we've had a lot of reason for people. There's been delays in certain aspects of the project, and a lot of anticipation of future updates because of previous kind of lack of performance in certain areas, but people are still buying. So I think the sentiment is just still better bullish. You know, it's just bullish sentiment that I'm seeing, and the reflection of that sentiment, you're seeing it in the price action because people are still buying. And the one thing you have to note is there are no perpetuals in this token, so people are buying spot. And so when the price is moving up, it's because people are pushing the price up. So the more we get that, the more bullish the behavior will become, because it just means then that people are willing to buy at whatever price, because now it's no longer about the price, it's about the quantity of TRVL that people are trying to accumulate. Yeah. So naturally, it's always better to buy the dips. And so you're looking to buy red candles, but we are getting into a stage now where people are just starting to buy at whatever the cost. They don't care. You know, we're getting into that situation. Marve is saying Hex had its second high level reached in 1 month, pushing more than 16% on the daily. Also, Doge is retrieving previous highs. I'll have a look at those. I am interested in Hex, actually. So I think with TRVL, I think it's quite a good sign that on KuCoin at least, we're above the point of control. I think that is a very important level to get past. And the other exchange was Bybit. And so you see on Bybit, we're above the point of control now. We're into the value area high. So I think everything's looking quite healthy as far as TRVL is concerned. Like, I don't know what else to say other than it's looking really, really mega bullish. Eventually what's going to happen is, you know, like, for example, today's price action. Let me go and have a look. Let me just comment on today's price action. So we are into some resistance levels. Some people are taking profit, but the volume is dropping off. Can you see the volume is decreasing? Yeah. A little bit of decreasing volume in the pullback, which is normal. And what will happen is the price will kind of pull back until it finds support. And then you're going to get new participants, or because they're looking to get involved, or you're going to get people who've taken profit to start to reaccumulate lower down. So they'll take the profit and they'll put it back in. So effectively, they're increasing their TRVL bag just by taking a little bit of profit and putting it back in. That's kind of the behavior that I'm seeing right now with TRVL. And effectively, what you're forming is, eventually what you're trying to do is you're trying to take liquidity and push up. You know, you're trying to take liquidity and then push up. You know, that's what you're trying to do with the price. There was a pattern forming which has been broken now, and I mentioned this yesterday, and that was that we were forming these kind of descending highs, and then we just broke out of that idea. So before, what was happening was that people were taking profit and they were putting their limit orders underneath the previous highs. There wasn't enough impulse, there wasn't enough market buying to push through that. But then yesterday, it was the first time that it broke that idea, that trend. You see that? And then you just had a kind of, you just had an impulse. Now, I don't know, no one can predict the price action, but I think it's really good to see us go back into the highs of what I'm seeing as this range at the moment. This is the real range. Like even with the value area high is up there, I think this SR flip is really important. And the reason why it's important is because in the past, it's acted as support, it's acted as resistance, and it's acted recently as resistance too. So we're clearly into a resistance horizontal line. And what I'm hoping for in the future is to eventually see that price, that level broken, flipped into support, and for us to form a new consolidation range above this SR flip. I think that'd be very healthy bullish price action. And then once you get that kind of behavior, I think you're going to get more people interested in this token, simply because people don't like to buy into resistance. They like to buy on top of support. And so when people then start to analyze this chart, people who are very familiar with technical analysis, they'll clearly see these like higher time frame SR flips. They'll see that the price has finally been able to get back above it, and as long as it's consolidating, then they'll start to long the lows of this range. That will be their entry, and because then you'll have a really easy invalidation, because if the price does manage to get above here, you're basically, as a trader, this would be the trade. Like if you're trading this, that's the trade, because you have an easy invalidation. And then the all-time high is your target, 1.56. Something like that. And your invalidation is easy, because if the price then comes back under, that's a failed auction. You don't want to see that. So you have a really easy invalidation. So you have potentially have a very lucrative risk to reward ratio. It's 1 to 357 on this kind of trade. That's going back up to let me go to correctly, 1.56. That's the all-time high, roughly there. So you're looking at potentially a 1 to 348 risk to reward ratio. So on this kind of trade, if you do get back above this SR flip and you are able to take a long here with an invalidation underneath this SR flip, as long as the price doesn't invalidate your trade idea, which would be a failed auction, you're basically trading here to consolidate to go up. Then if you were to risk $1,000 in this little bit here, then your reward to the all-time high, if you didn't take profit along the way, would be $348,000. That's a good trade. That's a really good trade. That's the kind of trade that you only need to get right, once every 300 times, and you're still making money. So it's very attractive trade. All right. Any questions about TRVL? Excuse me. I'll quickly have a look at Hex and Doge. I did a full analysis on Doge, and I've uploaded that, so you can have a look if you were interested. or maybe you saw it before. Hex I have here somewhere, I'm not sure where. My friend is heavily into Hex, like he's majorly invested in Hex. I think I have like a friend and he's 90% of his portfolio is Hex, because he does that contract for difference thing. And basically he's kind of staked his Hex so that he can extract the value next year before the bull run ends, basically. I mean, Hex has a really strong market, you know, it's got its own market, doesn't it? So we're into the point of control. Oh, wow. So yesterday we closed above the point of control. So this is quite bullish right now. And basically with Hex, what you need is you need the price to start consolidating for continuation. I'm looking at like a potentially, I'm looking at like some sort of inverse head and shoulders pattern. Potentially. So this is quite interesting. This is something to bear in mind. I think that once the price gets, if this breaks, if this neckline does break, then you're going to get a really fast push up to the value area high, because this sell-off was pretty crazy. So I think the price will expand quite fast. Maybe one day I'll do a full analysis, but to the all-time high, you're looking at 50x from here. And down to there, the golden pocket is... So I think if you're in Hex, then you really do want to take profit at this value area high of the whole range. And from our current position to that area, it's a 6x. So I think there's a definite massive profit take on Hex here. I think it's really important that people do take profit here, because it is likely that the price will resist and it could fall back. So that's my Hex update. Let me have a look at Doge quickly, and then I'm going to go, because I've got to make a phone call. Or maybe I'll take a break and come back. That's probably what I'll do. Maybe I'll spend some time and just analyze something else, because I've still got energy. I don't like Doge at all. Just quite simply because the main reason why I don't like Doge is because I think we're in the final wave of the higher time frame Elliott wave, which is the wave 5, which in my mind is the weakest wave. I did a full analysis on it, and I don't like that. I think there's a lot of other coins which haven't run or are in their wave 3. And then the other thing I don't like about Doge is that this is the index. When I did an analysis on Binance with the volume, I can see that there's a lot of trapped volume, not so far up, like at about 23-24 cents. And so from the current price to about the the trapped volume, you're only looking at a 1.6x. So I think the Doge is going to struggle to get past 1.6x. It will look bullish, but I think it's still not really moving far. I think there's a lot of trapped liquidity that needs to be cleared. And so naturally, the only thing that in my mind that makes me bullish about Doge is a short squeeze. Yeah, because I know Doge has been shorted to the hill. But short squeezing in itself is not bullish. You still need bullish continuation, and the question is going to be when you do squeeze up to see how much of this volume is extracted into that price rise. I think 24 cents is going to be a pivotal place for this token. Yeah, and I'm not crazy bullish on Doge, to be honest with you. The only thing that makes me change my sentiment is something that Elon Musk potentially does in the future. But I don't trust that guy. I like him because of some things he does, but I don't trust him. And so last bull market, he caused a lot of people to lose money, and he took no responsibility for that. He took no responsibility for his FUD on Bitcoin, his behavior when it came to accepting Bitcoin with Tesla and pumping it and then dumping it, and also his behavior with Doge. And I don't like that. I think that's really bad behavior. I think a lot of people got hurt financially as a result of his behavior, and I don't trust that guy. I think he's positive for the world, but I think when it comes to him personally, I don't trust him, and I wouldn't rely on him either. So if people are hoping that he's going to do something, he might, and it's a gamble. And I'm not in the gambling business. I'm in the risk versus reward business. And at the moment, you take your profit at about 24 cents. And in my mind, you exit this token because there's a lot better tokens out there. There's a lot better tokens. I've seen so many good tokens out there. Like even Dot's significantly better than Doge. Any like Cake is better than Doge. They're all better, really. Optimism is better. All these tokens are better than Doge. Any one of these tokens. Floki's better. Rose is better. They're all better. Matic. They're all better than Doge. Rio, if you want a good token, Rio's a good token. Real world tokenization, it's much better than Doge. It's got much more potential to expand. We're in a consolidation range above a previous high. I'm expecting this to go 16x in the next wave. Why would you bother with Doge when you've got these really strong tokens which are going to outperform Doge? ETH is better than Doge. Like, what the hell? And when it comes to meme coins, there are better meme coins than Doge too. Like I would pick one of these Solana meme coins ahead of Doge for sure. Pick this one that I did an analysis on, which I can't stand. But if you're gonna pick a meme coin, it was that dog, that shit dog. Marve saying at the moment they're all green on the monthly except Ripple. I never really understood about Ripple, you know. You mean XRP Ripple? Is that what you mean? Or you mean, wait, Stellar? I'm so confused. They all confuse me. All right, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. And then if there's any requests, I'm going to do a full analysis on a token when I get back, right? And if there aren't any requests, I'm just going to find the random one. Be back in 5 minutes. Any requests for full analysis? I'm gonna have a look at X and see if I can find something that might be interesting. Who is holding a nice bag of Inge? Let me know. Nice. Bullish or bearish? What is that one? Excuse me. Can't find any one token. I want to see someone shilling a token. Here, let me see what this guy says. What altcoin do I really need in my portfolio? Try to convince me below. This guy's writing, it's all about that sweet, sweet Doge. You'll be riding the crypto wave like a pro in nighttime. what a load of trash. I don't believe that. Honk looks good. Cult-like community and amazing devs. Meme and narrative are on point. It might be the next Shiba, but on Solana, honk honk. What do you think? Honk? Let me have a look at honk. Struggling with my mouse today. I don't know why. Fuck, look at that. How can you trade that? Where's this shit? Launched in January. Dude, it's already... It's got quite a lot of volume, huh? It already went up to... No, dude, you can't look at this. It's already pumped. You know the problem with these tokens, this guy was like promoting honk, yeah? But he's probably trapped. He's probably that you got to be careful with the way people are shilling these tokens, because this guy's probably trapped with a large amount of investment because he probably bought the pump and he didn't know what he was doing, and now he's trapped traders, and so they didn't buy the lows, they bought the highs, and they're just trying to exit without taking a crazy loss. It's a 9 million market cap. Yeah, I mean, it could pump to the moon next year, but this guy's feeling under pressure. Now he's, look, cult-like community. Well, the cult-like community have sold into the highs. Maybe I will do it just to kind of show people what I'm talking about. Honk. What's the markets? Mexi and Poloniex. Can I find it on Mex? Yep. And it's not on Bybit. It's just on those two. Is that better? Probably Poloniex is better. Probably. Shit. Delete the wrong one. Wonk. Put it back in. Just have a look at it again. That's the good one. Keep that one. Right. Poloniex. Is that correct? Current price 99. Why is that different? Why is it 8323 on that? Not much volume right now. I like the volume has really dropped off. Look, no volume. That's why the price is different, because the volume's really dropped off. So actually you're gonna have to use the Mexi chart, fortunately. And it's nowhere else. You can't really chart it. Mexi, it's trading above. This Mexi chart is rubbish. I'll tell you why. Because the high was put in on the January the 26th. Here, see, January the 26th. So the Mexi chart, it was launched on 7th February. So you don't actually have the real high, the proper high. This is the correct chart. And so you don't have any of this data January the 15th. This is the data that you need. I mean, look at the volume. There was a lot of volume put out on January the 26th. There's a lot of volume. And you need that volume. And Mexi doesn't have it, even though it's probably a better chart. What was the high? So 20 all-time high here. According to this, it's 2.3 cents. See what it comes out. Copy it and paste it. It's 2381. So according to CoinGecko, that's the all-time high. I wonder if there's another chart actually, because I'd like to see all of this chart. It's the chart I'm interested in. Yeah, look, Poloniex is lower. Look, you almost have to look. The spread is 12%. There's like no liquidity. Literally no liquidity. Orca versus Sol. Radian. What's Radian? It's a DEX. Radian. But the most of the volume is on Orca, and it's DEX, and it's paired with Sol. Paired with Sol. This is the one you want. How do we get that one? Orca. DEX Guru. No, rubbish. Yeah, you can't really chart this because you just don't have there's no volume on Polynex. The one you need is this one, Orca. It's like a DEX. It's a DEX, but I can't view it because they don't know why they bothered. Orca. Who cares? Like, why do they even care about the UK Finance Conduct Authority? I'd have to go into a VPN, but I can't because I'm streaming. So, yeah, stupid. All right, I guess that's a fail. What can I say? I think it's rubbish, actually, looking at this chart, just looking at this. It's rubbish. And a lot of trap liquidity. All right, I think that's rubbish. Let me have a look at something else. See if there's anything better. Oh my God. Shidu, take time to read this and you'll be convinced. Yes, the team is actually delivering all of this. Are you mad? Who's going to read all of this? It's too much, dude. What the hell? Launched October 2021. Marvin, generational wealth is certain. What the fuck is that? Never heard of it. Let's have a look. Pancake swap, Uniswap. Oh my god. Generational wealth is certain, but it's trading really low. An internet meme originated in 2021 based on Elon Musk's bossy Japanese dog. What the hell? I could chart this though, because at least there's data. What the hell? Just for shits and giggles, I could chart this. Let's have a look. Marvin. Nope. Marvin Inu. Markets. They've got no market cap info. Fully diluted, they're 1 million. They have a 3,756 trading volume. And price pumped, huh? Let's see. I don't see that here. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's do this for fun. This is just for fun. Marvin. Let me have a look at this token. So basically, Marvin, for people who are interested, is this an internet meme originated in 2021 based on Elon Musk's bossy Japanese dog. Okay, so it's quite a large community. It has this kind of ecosystem. I have no idea. Roadmap to Mars. Right. It's basically rubbish. However, it has a chart, and I can chart it. I can chart the chart and let you know what I think about this token. It launched, it went up, and then it dropped. And at the moment, there's no volume at all. And should you buy this? Is it a good buy? Well, so I can tell you something right now, that from the current price to the all-time high, oh my god, it would be a 1,393x if that was even possible. This guy is obviously promoting it. This guy called Greatness. Yeah. Destination Mars, not fading out now. Of course you're not fading out now. You are literally at the lows. Of course you're not fading out. But you should have faded out a long time ago. Because when I look at this chart, your position is heavily in the negative. Basically. That's what I'm seeing. You have $3,000 of trading volume. That's terrible. 2988. That's the all-time high. You mark it off. 2988. This is the all-time high. Let's have a look at the all-time low. Oh my god, it's like crap digits. July the 9th. Let me see if it works here. Can't really tell. Yeah, probably. According to this, it's July the 9th, so probably there. So most of the volume was put in the previous bull market, and it had a nice, it was still holding. Like, what's interesting about the price is that when the token launched, whoever launched the token to the all-time high, they did a 93x on their launch price. So the owners of the token made a crap load of money, shitload of money, yeah. And most of the profit was taken here. There, you can see that because that's the high volume candle, and it's like a hammer into the highs. That's like a market sell. So the price went up, and they had enough increase in value that they market sold. And then what happened was that the price came down. There was a lot of interest because of Elon Musk. The lows were defended. Like, basically the lows weren't really defended, but the price exhausted. There was an exhaustion of selling. This is what that is, an exhaustion of selling, until finally you got a little bit of volume came in, and then this is like a market buy, and that's like, you had two market buys, big market buys. Yeah, don't know who that is. Can't tell you who that is, but effectively this came in after the bull market had dropped. So the peak of the bull market was, no, this is all in the bear market, 22. So this is towards the end of the bear. So basically this is when FTX was going under, sentiment was bad. This meme was going up. I don't know why it was going up. It's very weird. And then you had someone who market sold here on the 5th of June 23. So last year, on that week, you had a market sell. Someone just dumped, and there was no interest, literally no interest in this token. And basically there was no liquidity, and the price has just come crazy low. So from that point where it sold, it's down 98%. Yeah, there's no interest. So unfortunately, what's happened is this, that right now you have trapped liquidity in this candle here and this candle here. You have trapped liquidity, and also in this whole range, there's a lot of trapped liquidity. Yeah. What that means is there's a lot of people who still have this token in their wallets or in their bags, but it's lost so much value that most of these people will be looking to exit as soon as the price comes up to a certain acceptable level. Yeah, and the higher it goes, the more resistance there will be in terms of the selling pressure. And that's basically what this token is right now. It's not bullish at all. It's extremely bearish. Extremely bearish. Now, because the volume is so low, it wouldn't take much volume to bring the price back up, but to get through this volume area, you will need volume, because you're going to have a huge amount of sell pressure. You basically, whoever entered here and whoever entered here would be glad to get out at break even, would be happy to get out at break even. Yeah, and that's the problem with this token. So the overall long-term prospects are zero. When I look at the moving averages on the daily time frame, you can see now that it's extremely bearish momentum right now. The moving averages are extremely bearish. Yeah, and I don't think there's any way to fix this. Actually, the problem with this token is there's no utility. It's literally a meme, and it was launched on the back of Elon Musk's rubbish BS in the last bull market. Unless Elon Musk will talk about this token literally on his Twitter, no one is going to buy this token. And I think most people who are in this token, who are in serious amounts of negative equity, will be looking to exit as soon as the price comes up. And I think the only hope for people in this token, the only hope is going to be about 4 weeks next year in alt season. And in that moment, you're going to get huge amounts of retail speculating on every single kind of shit token out there. And that's your only hope to exit. And I can already see right now that the biggest, strongest resistance is here. So from the current price, it's about a 71x up, 71x. The price is not going to get above that level. I can't see it. And actually, I don't even think the price is going to get back into the value area low, that level there. I think it's very unlikely that the price gets back there. I think it's more likely than not that this actually goes down even further. Yeah. Because the market structure is extremely bearish. And I think it's very unlikely that the price goes up back into this value area low. I think it will be sold into. The first opportunity a lot of people have to exit at a reasonable loss, they will exit, and there will be massive sell pressure. So unfortunately, this token is done. It's dead. There's no way to fix this. Literally no way to fix this. You've got some resistance here. So, you know, you're not going to go up until you flip that into support. It's impossible. These higher time frame fib levels are magic, and you can't fight them. They just work. And so right now the first level of resistance is holding. the 0236 on the higher time frame fib. Yeah. This this candle, it's not crazy volume, but basically what's happened is this. I'll explain. So I think someone probably entered, maybe accumulated in this lower range here. The price went up, and then as soon as it came back down, they just exited. That's what happened. And they exited, and there was no interest to pick up the volume. And the volume here isn't crazy volume. Yeah, so the volume that pulled this price down is 188,000. It's not crazy volume. And so basically what that's telling you me is that there was no interest in this token. And I think that's what you're experiencing now, no interest. And so anyone who's caught in this higher range is just, they're trapped. You have a lot of trapped liquidity and there's no way to clear it. And unfortunately, whoever launched this token has taken all of their value at these highs here. They've made a crap load of money. So unless those same people are willing to put the value back in at the lows to bring the price back up, because they believe in the token or they have some kind of long-term agenda, it's basically a dead token, basically.